Yes, we are live on YouTube. We are good to go. Toastmaster Siddaiah, so you can start.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
right. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I am Siddaiah, the Sergeant at Arms for this today's meeting, and this is 296th meeting. After 3 meetings, we have the landmark 300th meeting waiting for us. I am very excited uh, to be part of this 296th meeting. Now, as like any other meeting, even Toastmasters meeting would also have some ground rules. So let me reiterate all the ground rules. Please keep your mobile phone either switched off or in the silent mode till the end of the meeting. I'll give you 10 seconds to do so. Right. Thank you. As Pivo was telling just a few minutes back, please keep your videos on so that the speaker or anybody can feel it is in a live environment rather than a dull environment. And please refrain yourself from speaking sensitive matters like caste, creed, religion, and sex, unless and otherwise your script demands so. And switch off your video when you are moving out of your camera or for some other work so that the speaker won't distract while looking at the screen. Having these ground rules set, let me tell you the mission of the Toastmasters Club. The mission is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. With this mission in place, now I announce the meeting is open. Now,
Yeah.
uh, I'm more excited for this today's meeting because I'm also the Toastmaster of the day and I have chosen a contemporary topic and I'll tell you more about this. Before that, let me hand over the stage to the presiding officer, TM Rajeev.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Siddaiah. So, hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Rajeev, the president of Secunderabad Toastmasters Club, and I welcome you all to the 296th meeting of HTM, the the place where leaders are made. So, thank you, everyone, for taking out time on this bright Sunday. So as I see a lot of new faces, so let me give you a brief history of Toastmasters. So Toastmasters was founded in 1924 by a person named Dr. Ralph Smedley around 97 years ago with a mission, with a vision that this club provides a platform where everyone can learn the necessary skills to a social environment that this platform provides. So he started out with a small group in a community club and with a bunch of young professionals, and now it has become a huge organization with branches in all across the world. That is, Toastmasters has its club in around 150 plus countries, and as per the latest Toastmaster report which I had access, so it says that around there are currently more than 3 lakh members who have registered at Toastmasters, and only during the past 1 year more than 1 lakh people have enrolled themselves to Toastmasters. So, what exactly is driving people to Toastmasters? That is, what exactly is the motivation that is for the people? I think that is nothing but if we go as per the past meetings, I always tell that there is a purpose of the meeting, and that is to provide, that is to evolve as a person. That is, and if we speak in Toastmaster setting, we evolve as a person by learning communication and leadership skills through the platform provided here, and that helps in that fosters our self communication, that fosters our self confidence and personal growth, as said by Toastmaster there. So this is the purpose which is driving people towards Toastmasters. So now that we have recollected our goal and the purpose, let us see how that gets implemented. So before we start the meeting, I see a few guests who have joined us for the first time, and let us hear how they came to know about Toastmasters and what are their expectations from the club. So maybe let us start with guest Mohan. So hi, good morning, Mohan. How are you?
Very good morning, Rajeev, and very good morning all whoever present here. My name is Mohan. Currently, I am working as business development manager in IFCO Tokyo General Insurance. So I have been working in Hyderabad for last 5 years. So actually, I was already part of the Toastmasters Club in Pune. When I was in Pune, I was pursuing my MBA. So there I joined Toastmasters, and I was part of Pune Southeast Club. So I was there for almost 1 year. And after that, I have completed my MBA and I got posted in Hyderabad. So since then, I have been thinking of joining back in Toastmasters Club in Hyderabad, but unfortunately, I couldn't do that because of various reasons. Maybe I couldn't motivate myself to join back. But finally, as they say, now is better than ever. So I have decided to join back, and I'm very happy that I have taken this decision. Thank you so much for the opportunity today attending as a guest in this meeting. It feels I'm very happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mohan, for taking out time, and definitely now is the time, and hope you have a great 2 hours ahead. Yeah.
Thank you
So
so
thank
much.
you. And I think we also have guests named as a DNTM. So hi, good morning. Is the DNTM meaning Dilshuk Nagar Toastmasters, or is there anything else? Okay, so I think there's maybe I think you're on mute. Okay, fine. We'll come back to you later on, or I think I've taken introduction from all the guests. So maybe we have few new members who have joined our club, and let me welcome Toastmaster Vivek to Secunderabad Toastmasters once again. So welcome Toastmaster Vivek. It's great to have you at our club. Right. So with that, I think we can move ahead in the meeting. And with that, so in Toastmaster, we have someone who call the host of the day, and Toastmasters language, we call it Toastmaster of the day. So let me welcome Toastmaster Siddaiah to take the meeting forward. Over to you.
Thank you, Rajeev. This time with a different t-shirt and in a different role as a Toastmaster of the day. And before I start my TMOD role, hope you might be understood by this t-shirt. I'm wearing a 2011 World Cup winning jersey. And let me share a video and then I'll start my speech. Ball tight. Can you listen? Can you hear the audio?
Yes.
Okay. Just a 10-15 seconds clip. Just ball tight. Boundary in Janji. When the fielding लगाइए there and there. Shabash. Where and where? It's not final है. Serious हो जा. यार. I think at least those who were born in 1970s can guess this particular scene or might have heard this scene many times. At least this generation with the movie coming up called 83, you might notice this particular scene as well from that particular movie. Can anyone say who are all the characters in that particular clip? Not the hero names, but the original character names.
Kapil Dev, Mohinder Amarnath.
And Kapil Dev is correct. The second one?
Haribadan Singh.
Srikant.
Navrot Singh Sidhu.
No, it was Balwinder Singh Sandhu. This is a famous incident wherein whenever you talk about a captain in India, especially in cricket, the first name everyone should get into their mind is the captain Kapil Dev. And that is a famous incident in the final of Cricket World Cup, which we won 1983. And Balwinder Sandhu was going to bowl and Kapil came and said, I have placed the fielders there, there and there. And Balwinder Singh Sandhu couldn't understand where and where. Then in one of the interview, Balwinder said, actually Kapil has set field position for each of the player or each of the West Indian player in his mind. And he was thinking that everybody were in their respective positions, and he is telling Balwinder that this is the field positions, you bowl accordingly. Then Balwinder doesn't know where the fielders are. That is how the involvement of the first Indian cricket captain. Why I call him as a first Indian cricket captain, because we came to know captain has so much role to play in cricket only from Kapil Dev. So when I talk about the captains of Indian cricket, I divide them into three categories. One is the Kapil category. No one there in that category except Kapil, and I don't think no one would come even in the future. The second category of the captains are soft going, like Muhammad Azharuddin and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and the hard going, or you can call them as aggressive captains, Sourav Ganguly and Virat Kohli. And let me tell about all these 5 generation captains or 5 different types of captains, and what are the challenges that they have faced, and how they overcome all those challenges, and how they led the teams move or teams to the World Cups or whatever fields that they are in. So let me start with the Kapil Dev. In the same movie ad, you might have seen that the British media asked Kapil Dev, "Why are you here?" Then Kapil says, "Here to win the cup." They ask, "You mean win the World Cup?" Then he says, "Yes, but during that particular press conference, there are only 4 journalists." The same scene repeats after winning the World Cup. The hall was full, and he says, "Yes, we are here to win the World Cup." Kapil Dev has led the team from a very low positions where they don't have proper infrastructure in place. They don't have any coach in place. They don't have any physio in place. You have only Man Singh as a manager for the team, but he led the team to win the World Cup. That is the reason why even in today, if somebody calls a cricket captain as a captain, even today, is Kapil Dev. All the team members and the members of the team now, and every cricketer will call Kapil as the captain. That is the impact that he has created. He led from the front. If you remember 1983 World Cup Zimbabwe match, some 2-digit score, 4 wickets down, he came and hit 175 because they know how many runs to hit and with how much margin they need to get enter into the knockout stages. And secondly, we are very limited resources. So the players itself has become a coaches. One is a bowling coach, one is a fielding coach, one is a mentor for the team, and he created every role. On the other hand, the board was not rich at that time, so there isn't much pressure from the board. Why I'm telling pressure from the board on the captain? Let me tell you after our first segment. So there are 3 segments for a Toastmasters meeting. The first one will be the prepared speeches. The second one will be the table topics. The third one would be the evaluations. So before I go to the first segment either, let me introduce general evaluator for today and to introduce their teams for this particular meeting. Now I'll hand it over to the general evaluator.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, for a great start. As the general evaluator of this meeting, I would be evaluating the whole meeting, presenting my report at the end of the meeting with what have gone right and gone wrong. I am also supported by a battery of evaluators and key role holders. The first key holder on stage would be Madam Timer Priyanka. I request her to come on stage and explain to us the role of timer. Over to you, Madam Timer.
Hello everyone, good morning Toastmasters and the guests. So today my role is timer. Basically why timing is important is because basically we set up a few long-term or short-term goals for which we need time. In the same way, for time management and for delivering our speech in a very correct, exact way and in a proper time is which is something very important. So this improves our skills, time management skills, as well as delivering our speech exactly to the point. So as a timer, I am responsible for keeping a track of time during the meeting. Let it be from the table talks to evaluation evaluation speeches and table topics, um, I'll be timing the those sessions. And for that, based on the time, if their time is like for example, if we take table topics, the time is given for them is 1 to 2 minutes. So the green light will be shown in 1 minute, and then the yellow light, it's just a warning that you are going to end, like the time is coming to an end, is at 1 minute 30 seconds. And then the red light is that you have to stop here, is that at the 2 minutes. And then if the speech or if the topic exceeds about the red light, then disqualification time will be at 2 minutes 30 seconds. So this is how, based on the time given for the speech and table topics and evaluation, I'll be taking up the role and timing those things. Thank you.
Madam Tamer, can you show the cards for us? If you can switch on the video and show us once how green, amber, and red look like.
Yeah, sure. So if we, one sec, I'll just share the screen. So this is how it works. If I just go for table topics, this is the green light. So this is how we get the time actually. And then exactly at 1 minute, we'll be getting the green light for the whole screen. So do I need to show that also?
No need, no need.
Because it takes 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Okay,
you, Madam Tamer. Let's move on to the next role, the R counter. It's played by Rajeev. Over to Mr. R counter, who will explain the role of it. Over to you, Rajeev.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. So, hi everyone. I'm Rajeev. I'm the R counter of the day. So, what's the role of R counter? Let me help. Let me explain with the help of an example. Say, imagine someone is speaking like this. So, hi friends. My name is Rajeev, and I'm the member of Secunderabad Toastmasters Club, and I joined in September 2019. Say this is version 1, and say if I speak the same thing in a different version, say version 2. Hi friends, I'm Rajeev Shrikar. I'm a member of Secunderabad Toastmasters Club, and I joined in September 2019. So what's the difference between these two versions? So obviously you might have noticed that in the version 1, I took a lot of time to establish the same point, that is, it was very slow and dull. And in the second version, I explained the same thing in a little bit faster tone. But what made the first version slower than that of the second? In the first version, there was a lot of uh, words between obstructing the flow of the sentence. That is, so these words are like and like so, which you might have noticed. So these words are called filler words because they are filling the sentences in between and obstructing the flow. So this is the filler words, and my role as an R counter is to make note of uh, all these words used by the speaker who come onto the stage, and then I'll share the report at the near end of the meeting and give my end of suggestions on how do we overcome this problem. So thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. R counter. Let's quickly look into the last role, which is the word master and grammarian, played by Sravya. I request Madam Grammarian to please explain the role to us. Over to you, Madam Grammarian.
Good morning, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. Shall I share my screen?
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes.
As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to their language usage and appropriate language. As a grammarian, I will take a note of any improper language as well as an outstanding quotes, words, sayings, and thoughts. And as a grammarian, it's my duty to introduce the word of the day. Here is the word of the day. Passion, which means an intense desire or enthusiasm for something. Example, my passion is to get recognized as one of the best Toastmasters in the club. And today's idiom of the day is easier said than done, meaning not as easy as it appear to be. Example, being as a president of Secunderabad Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Rajeev's role is easier than it done. Why? Because we may have, it is easy, sorry for the disturbance. It is easy to say which difficulties we face. And in that moment, when we are doing that, it is very tough and we only know the situations and abstractions. And as a grammarian today, I will give my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. The role of a grammarian is easier said than done. I'm sure you will do it with full passion today. Over to the table topic master, to the Toastmaster of the day to continue the meeting. You are on mute, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Yeah, thank you. Moving on. So let me complete the Kapil story and then move on to the first segment. So when Kapil was the captain of Indian cricket team, if I say this, you will be surprised that the Board of Control for Cricket in India used to pay Doordarshan to telecast the cricket matches. That was the days. But right now, Board of Control for Cricket in India, which we call BCCI, is being paid by the broadcasters for broadcasting the cricket matches. So Kapil was a captain in that era. So the board's influence was almost nil, but every captain will have its own challenges. Though he might have led the Indian cricket team to a World Cup without any hopes, but he faced some challenges. With those challenges itself, he missed only one test match in his entire career. Remember, a fast bowler not missing any test match is a greatest achievement, but still he missed one test match. That too because of a lobbying that happened in the team. You remember the Mumbai lobby. The Mumbai lobby is very strong then and even now. They want some influence in the team by the Mumbai lobby. So he was being left out of the test squad for a Mumbai player. That is the small challenges that he faced during that period, but he led the team very well and passed on the baton to many people. But the next known captain is Muhammad Azharuddin, the soft-spoken and the soft captain of Indian cricket team. I'll just say one incident of Muhammad Azharuddin and then I'll move on to the segment. 1996 Cricket World Cup semi-final match against Sri Lanka in Kolkata, Eden Gardens. Any man on earth, if a wind toss, will definitely choose field first. So ball bat first, because in the second half, the ball will turn 90 degrees in Eden Gardens. Surprising to everyone, Muhammad Azharuddin chose to field first after winning the toss. The reason behind how Muhammad Azharuddin led the team and what are the challenges that he faced, what achievements he made, I'll explain you in my next visit. And now let us move on to the first segment of that particular meeting, which we call it as the prepared speeches. We have 3 speeches today in line. So first, I would like to call upon the Evaluator 1 Toastmaster RamaRao to read out the speech objectives of the Speaker 1 TM Ranjani. RamaRao.
Yeah, good morning everyone. This is Toastmaster RamaRao. Toastmaster Ranjani is attempting her L1P3 presentation mastery. The purpose of the project is for the member to give a speech on any topic, receive feedback and apply the feedback to a second speech. And if this is a second speech, she has to demonstrate the applied feedback. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you. Can we spotlight TM Ranjani, please? Yeah. Ranjani, can you please check your audio and video, please?
Yes. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, perfect. So, TM Ranjani, go with the flow. Go with the flow, TM Ranjani.
So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and all the guests present here today. It was a chilly evening, and I was at Safalguda Lake Park waiting for my cousins to arrive. So, while waiting, I was listening to this upbeat music on my headphones, and I was scrolling through the lists that I had created over the past year in this app called Color Dots. There were a lot of lists there. List of things I wanted to do, my favorite quotes, and the books that I wanted to read, and so on and so forth. I kid you not when I tell this, my thumb had become numb while deleting the unnecessary amount of lists that I had created during that time. So, involuntarily, while I was waiting for my cousins there, I had begun creating a new list for the things that I had in my mind. Now it has become pretty much obvious that I can't function without creating a list or even, having a concrete plan. Then what do you do when you plan for things and they don't really go the way that you had initially planned them out to be? So whatever happens, happens. Just go with the flow. These were the advices I got when I was trying to make a life altering decision in my life. Now, this will definitely sound like an exaggeration to you, but hey, I was trying to figure out my life. Speaking of which, do you remember the time when you were confused, lost, or even anxious, thinking if you were doing the right thing in your life? And to me personally, the word going with the flow sounded really bizarre because I literally created lists for everything that I wanted to do. So, what exactly does going with the flow mean? That was the question I asked my friends a few months ago, to which one of them had mockingly replied, Bro, Hector says life is all about, finding your purpose and passion. So maybe you should read this book called Ikigai and hopefully you'll find yours. Like any good friend would do, I ignored his advice. I didn't read that book for a very long time. But then after some time, this millennial FOMO moment hit hard, and that's when I decided to give this book a shot. This book was a easy read. It was very simple. It spoke about this centenarian lifestyles of these Japanese people living in the Okinawa Islands, their lifestyle, their eating habits. It was very impressive. Somewhere along the lines, it also spoke about finding your true purpose and your passion. And how? That is by questioning yourself. There were some really interesting questions, like what do you love? What are you good at? What this world needs and how you can be paid for it. It all sounds easy, right? When you're reading the book, it was a great motivation until I was finished reading the book, and then it eventually died down. So around the same time, I was also meeting this client of mine for a property sale deed. This guy, he wanted to remit around crores of money to his US account. He was almost 70, he was very active, and he was extremely rich. He was enjoying his life to the fullest. He used to go to golf, oh my god, I'm so sorry for that. He used to go to golf every weekend with his friends and also had a very active lifestyle. So we were having a good conversation. That's when he mentioned, Ranjani, your life, is a really uphill battle and you have to live your life and do everything to the fullest. So he was also saying, go with the flow, just like how everyone was saying. Easier said than done, right? So I began probing him further. I was sitting right across from him, filing out the paperwork. We began speaking about remittances, the dollar rate, trade rate, and all. And I began asking him how his life was in his early days. That's when he said that he had done his psychology from Osmania University. He had then gone to Iran to, teach the school kids there during the war. And then he had to come back to India for the same reason. That's when he got to know that his family was planning to migrate to US, but then this guy, he had completely different plans for his life. He wanted to shift to Middle East and he got married there. He also earned a management degree there and he started working in a newly built hospital for a hospital administration block as a trainee. And now 38 years later when he was retiring, he came out as the managing director for the group of hospitals that he had helped build. So, during this conversation, he also told me, Ranjani, you know what? When I started out as a psychology minor from my graduation, I did that solely because my mother was a psychology professor in Osmania. She had inspired me in my life, and I also wanted to be like her. But then life had totally different plans for me, and here I am sitting in front of you. Speaking to him made me realize that, life really has a different plan for everybody, and, this going with the flow was not really letting go of things or stop planning things in your life, but, it was more about accepting the things as they came, and also to, be more adaptable and be more open to change. I am still trying out and figuring out what this go with the flow means and minimizing the lists that I have been creating. So, what about you guys? Thank you.
Thank you, Ranjani. I think many of us would flow, as you rightly pointed out. Thank you very much. I now, and that's a wonderful speech as well. Now let us move on to the second speaker for today. Before that, can I call upon the second evaluator, DTM Vikram, to read out the speech objectives of the second speaker?
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddaiah. The speaker number 2, Pavan, is attempting a icebreaker speech, first ever speech in Toastmasters. And the objectives are as follows. The purpose of this project is for the speaker to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Timer, please note that the time limit is from 4 to 6 minutes. Thank you. Over to you, Siddaiah.
Thank you. Pavan, can we check your audio video once?
Toastmaster Siddaiah, am I visible and
perfect.
Yeah,
you're audible and visible. Can we have the timer codes to be displayed right now itself, please? You can start after once he starts speech, but can you share your screen? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Right.
Can I start?
No, I'll tell. TM Pavan, phone addiction. Phone addiction, TM Pavan. You can start.
No. Excuse me, it's not my topic. My topic is my life and my story.
Oh, sorry. 1 second. Right. 1 second. TM Pavan, my life, my story. My life, my story, TM Pavan. You can go.
Can I start?
You can start.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and fellow guests. Myself, Meda Venkata Paundurga Reddy, and I am 25 years old, and I was living in Rajahmundry, which was situated in East Godavari district. And my hobbies are playing cricket, football, and volleyball. And I'm a calm and shy person as well. And I felt so shy to speak with the girls and teachers and in front of all the audience. In 8th standard, I was joined in Bharatanatyam classes. It was a completely new thing for me. And one day I have forgotten some steps in Bharatanatyam, and I took a bold move and I went to a girl and I asked the steps which I have forgotten in Bharatanatyam steps. Then from there on, I started overcoming from my shyness. And with that motto, I have given my name in public speaking competitions which are held in my school. And even after that result, my family members and my friends are shocked that I got 4th place in that. And with that motto, in 9th standard, I gave my name in public speaking competitions which are held outside of my school. And I have participated around 3 to 4 competitions, and that competitions boosted up my public speaking skills. And at last, I done with my schooling and I completed my 10th class successfully. And later on, I was completed my inter first year and second year in Sri Chaitanya Kalasala successfully. And after completion of the intermediate, a mini war was happened with my family members and with my friends regarding on course choosing and as well as BTech college selection as well. Yeah, in my family member, there is one person who is a big scandal monger. He has spread the rumors as he like regarding on civil department. And with the help of my senior batchmates, I have collected the data regarding on civil department, mechanical department, and uh, computer science engineering department. And at last, I was chosen the civil engineering department, and finally, I was joined in SRM University, which was situated in Chennai. And I was successfully completed my first year of my BTech. And in second year of my BTech, I was joined as a member in a tech fest called Arush. And not only as a member, and I also have started giving promotions to my Arush event. And with the help of my Tamil gang, I was entered successfully in Coimbatore Institute of Technology College. And after explaining each and everything to the principal, and principal gave permission to me to say to promote my Arush event to the several departments. And then uh, I started going to each and every department, and then I have explained each and everything on board with a piece of chalk, like what are the programs we are conducting, and what are the timings we are conducting those programs, and also the hospitality what we are providing, and also the food what I am providing, each and everything. And uh, at last, I explained each and everything to the students in several departments, and also I explained it, and also I gave the answers to the queries. And when I came out from that college, the only one thing which I was worried about is how many members will come from this college, and that thing which was haunted me literally up to 3rd March 2016. 3rd March 2016 is the Arush day, Arush starting day. That morning itself, I got so many n number of calls, and at last they arrived around 425 members, and that their arrival make my confidence level boosted, and finally I was so happy for that, because I moved myself to this center of the class, and I explained each and everything to these fellow students, and also I have explained, I have gave uh, answers for their queries too. And at last, I felt at that moment, I felt like I'm a not a glossophobia person, and I successfully completed my 3rd and 4th year as well, and I successfully completed my BTech too. And at last, I was joined in NICMAR, and I successfully completed my NICMAR engineering NICMAR studies as well. Full form of NICMAR is National Institute of Construction Management and Research. And after completion of my NICMAR, one thing which was raised in my mind was, what about my public speaking and communication skills and leadership skills? How I have to improve this? And at last, I was spoke with my sister, and my sister suggested me the Toastmasters Club. And in my Facebook, I have searched about the Toastmasters Club. And at last, I was spoke with the Vikram sir. And with the help of Vikram sir, and I have attended a few meetings as a guest, and also I was gave my impromptu speeches as well. And at September 2021, I became a member as well. And future, I'm going to be continue as a member in Secunderabad Toastmasters Club. Thank you.
Thank you, Pavan. Generally, when we have an icebreaker speech in physical meetings, we give a standing ovation. But it's in a virtual meeting, but I request everyone to give an ovation for the icebreaker speech of Pavan. And
Thank
I
you.
hope we have music players in Toastmasters, Secunderabad Toastmasters. I think now we have a dancer as well. Thank you for letting us know about you, Mr. Pavan. So with that, I'll move on to the last speaker for today. Before that, I'll call upon the 3rd evaluator, TM Onkar, to introduce the 3rd speaker, TM Onkar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddaiah, and very good morning to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, today Toastmaster Sivacharan is attempting a speech from Motivational Strategies. Path is Motivational Strategies and project level 5, project 1. And the great thing is that though this is a prepared speech, but Toastmaster Sivacharan has took it as a challenge and he wanted to deliver this speech as an impromptu. So we all are really looking forward for that. Timer, please note, time allocated for the project is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Sivacharan.
Thank you, Onkar. Sivacharan, can we check your audio and video once, please?
Am I clearly audible and visible?
Absolutely clear. And we have the timer cards is displayed. Hope you can see the timer
Just
card.
let me check. Yeah, I can see the timer cards here.
Thank you. TM Sivacharan, mantra of leading a team. Mantra of leading a team, TM Sivacharan.
Who is a leader and what is the definition of a leader? As per the research conducted by a gentleman called as Kevin, who is a management professional, there are more than 2,000 definitions of leadership. They can range from somebody who can inspire. They can range from somebody with everlasting passion who can motivate, and it also can range from somebody who can lead a successful team. The term leadership was first coined in 1300, year of 1300, but then first time it was implemented for use in the year of 1700. Now we are in 2022, almost 320 years from the day of invention of leadership. But still, we do a lot of research in terms of leadership because this is one of the most complex subject and this is one of the most studied subject, and it is easier said than done. When it comes to our personal lives, leadership is prominent because the head of the family very often acts as the leader of the family. And when it comes to our professional life, needless to say, our bosses are our leaders, are the true leaders whom we want to follow. So good morning, Toastmasters and dear guests. Even though we talked about a lot of traits of a leader, one of the most successful trait of a leader is to build a cohesive team and manage them and lead them towards achieving a specific milestone. As told by my evaluator Toastmaster Onkar, the objective of my L5P1 project is to share an experience of leading and building a successful team. Before I start with my case study, I would like to ask the audience if they can answer with a single word. What is the difficult thing in terms of leading and managing a team? A single word.
Change.
Change. Yes.
Accountability.
Accountability. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for those answers. All of them are correct. Now with this, let me try to correlate your answers and go to my story. It was somewhere in 2010. I was at the middle level of the management in my professional life. I was looking for a leadership opportunity and then I was constantly knocking the door of my manager. So one day my manager called me and then he said, Shiva, you have an opportunity to show your managerial skills, to show your leadership skills. We have an annual day coming up and I would request you to lead that particular team of managing the annual day. I was elated and I was really happy because this is my first opportunity. And then the important thing is taking or selecting the team members is in my hand. And it should be consisting of 3 different team members. My first choice was Swarna because she has tremendous experience in terms of organizing and managing the events. She acted as a host for multiple events. The second choice was Mauni. Even though she was introvert person, very shy in nature, but she has tremendous planning skills. So she was my second choice. My third choice was another person called as Ram. He was an extrovert guy. He speaks whatever comes out of his mouth. But then what he likes to do is challenging. He likes to challenge each and everything that comes on his particular way. So with these 3 people, I found that these 3 personalities are diversified backgrounds and they can add a lot of value to the team and I'll be successful in terms of building a cohesive team. Now here comes the real story or a challenge. It is easier said than done. And how many times we see in our personal lives or in professional lives that things don't go in our way. So with these 3 people, I made my first meeting and then I thought instead of me speaking, let all the 3 people speak. And then I just introduced about our objective of leading the team for an annual day. And then I left the floor for talking among these 3 people. So as I said, Swarna, she has plenty of experience and she is also talkative. She started to take the stage. And then she was talking and continuously, and almost 80% of the meeting, she only has talked. Mauni, being an introvert girl, she never got a chance to speak and she doesn't even want to speak. The third person, Ram, who likes to challenge, he waited for some time for Swarna to speak and then he started to bombard her with questions. Okay, why did you do like that? Why did you do like this in your past events? Instead of talking about the present moment, he started to challenge her with everything, whatever she said. I started to interrupt in the middle. I tried to stop Swarna. I tried to stop Ram. I tried to motivate Mauni, but then there is no use. Nobody was listening to me and they were talking on their own. And eventually, I also lost interest and I kept quiet. Same thing happened for the second meeting, for the third meeting, and fourth meeting. And I was eventually losing my energy. One day, I had to meet my manager, and then my manager asked me, Shiva, what is going on? How is your annual day preparation is going on? I told him that, sir, I am doing my level best, but I'm unable to manage these people. I don't know, I'm still confused because I thought with these three different personalities, I was able to make a cohesive team, but then it is into vain. And then he simply laughed and said, welcome to the leadership challenges. It is not only important that now you will lead the annual day, but it is also important for you to understand what is called as Project Aristotle. I got curious and I asked him, sir, what is this Project Aristotle? Then he started to explain. Project Aristotle is one of the most successful projects led by Google in the year 2012. And then the objective of this project is to understand the definition of successful teams. This project has indicated that it doesn't matter what kind of a background that the team members has. They can be from different races, different genders, different age groups. But what matters is only two things. The first thing that matters is making everybody to speak in the meeting. For example, if the meeting time is consisting of 100%, and if it has 3 people, each and every person should speak at least for 33% of the meeting time. Then the second aspect is the manager has to lead the conversation and make sure that he maintains an eye contact and he or she ensures that everybody gets that attention. So with this, I have taken this as a challenge, and in my next meeting, I changed the way of operating. I asked Mauni to start the meeting, and then I asked her to explain about the planning aspects of the meeting. I asked Ram to, instead of challenging, just throw some questions on the planning aspects that Mauni has shared. And then summarizing the conversation of Ram and Mauni, I asked Swarna to talk about the things in terms of workability based on her own experience because she comes with a tremendous experience. Now things started to roll out very easily within a span of 2 meetings. Everybody started to understand each other and then we built a cohesive team. Now imagine what happened after 1 month from then. We were able to lead the team and we made the annual day one of the most successful and memorable one. So dear friends, this is my experience of leading and building a cohesive team. And this is my first leadership lesson where I have learned not only about the leadership, but also about the Project Aristotle and its impact. Some of you during the introduction, you have told some challenges about your way of managing the leadership. And I am eagerly looking forward to listen to your stories in the next week. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Shiva, for that wonderful speech, and hope I will start implementing Project Aristotle in my leadership role as well in my office. Thank you very much for that. With that, we concluded the first segment of the meeting, which is prepared speeches. Timer, can you please let me know all the 3 speakers are qualified on the count of time?
Yes, sir. Everyone's qualified.
Okay, right. Thank you. Raju, can we have the polls for the best speaker?
Yes, they are ready. So I've launched the polls for the best speaker of the day, and I request everyone to please to vote. Even the speakers can vote for themselves as well. Let's take 20 seconds to do the same. I've only received 10 votes out of 16 people who were here. I request the others to please to vote as well.
Yeah, how do I see the poll? I'm not able to see it.
You'll get a pop-up on your device. You haven't received anything?
No.
Okay. Oh, no problem. In that case, you can share your preference over the chat, personal chat.
Private, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then. So I'm ending the poll. Over to you.
Okay, right. Thank you. With that, let us move on to the subject of today's meeting, which is cricket captains of Indian cricket team. Now, after Kapil has become concluded his captaincy, there are 2-3 captains, Beng Sarkar, Ravi Shastri, Krishnamacharya Shrikant. But then came the coolest man I have ever seen in Indian cricket as a captain, Muhammad Azharuddin, who also led the Indian team for the second highest period after Tiger Pataudi is for 10 years. He led the Indian cricket team from 1989 to 1999. But he was very cool, calm, and he was ball of the eye for Board of Control for Cricket in India. And he took Indian team at a very challenging position in 1989. If you look, if I remember 1992 correctly, because that is where my passion has grown in cricket from that particular period where I was in 10th standard. The introduction of Sachin Tendulkar and the recent generation, and fielding has been his most important aspect. An Indian team has taken fielding as a most important aspect during his tenure because he himself was a great fielder. So that Indian team has transformed into a different team altogether in terms of performance during his period because of the good players or because of the good leader capabilities that Muhammad Azharuddin showed. Because he was very calm and cool. So he was eye of the ball of the board presidents who are very calm at that time as well, like Raj Singh Dungarpur and others. And he listened everything what both said. And he also faced challenges within the team, but they are not much. But from the board and outside, he faced teams. And he was part of the most murkiest thing that can ever happen to Indian cricket is this fixing. But my take on all these aspects was and is he always followed the order of the Board of Control for Cricket in India, that is BCCI. I ended my session before the 1996 Cricket World Cup semi-final. As far as my research is concerned, he chose the toss as per the board's will. You know why? If we win that particular semi-final match against Sri Lanka, we need to travel to Pakistan to play the World Cup final. And the political scenario at that time was not good. So the board started influenced by the politics of India during that period. And the result, the cricket match not ended up in a proper note. The match has been awarded to Sri Lanka. And later on, then he quit his captaincy. And there is a change of guards again to find the next best captain. It went to Sachin Tendulkar, it went to Rahul Dravid, but at the end, it landed up in the hands of the aggressive captain of Indian cricket, Sourav Ganguly. As you know, the Sourav Ganguly, the family itself is in a royal family, so he wanted to show his royalness every now and then. And he showed his aggressiveness to the topmost cricket captain of the world, Steve Waugh. He allowed to wait Steve Waugh for a toss for 3 minutes, and he walked after 3 minutes. And you know the reason he told? He forgot or he didn't find his captaincy jersey. So that is the style of leading the team after Muhammad Azharuddin in India. He showed not only the talent, because the talent pool was already there and it was created during Muhammad Azharuddin's captaincy time, but at the same time, you need an aggression in the team as well. And complemented by the aggressive board run by Jagmohan Dalmia. Right? So he became a very aggressive captain and he has been stamped as an aggressive captain. He used to give tips whenever there is a need. And he also, and we say the Fab Four of Indian cricket were of his era: Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, VVS Lakshman, Sourav Ganguly. Even there are more legend players during his time, like Anil Kumble, Javagal Srinath. You name it, in any department, you have the best of the lot during his period. So his main focus as a captain was not on the talent, but on making the team aggressive so that Indian cricket would grow. That aggressiveness given hands to the board. And that is the time where Indian board was earning so much of money. We traveled a lot. We played a lot of cricket. But his captaincy was remembered for removing his shirt and showing in the Lord's gallery. That is the aggressiveness of Sourav Ganguly. He is the first aggressive captain of modern cricket in India. But he also suffered a lot within the team and outside the team. Within the team, but he could manage to a certain extent. But from the outside the team, from the board, because there was a quarrel between Jagmohan Dalmia and the next board president, which is Srinivasan. So he suffered during that period. He was gone out of the team and he has been brought back. All this happened during that period. But I would say the person who showed aggressiveness to the team was Sourav Ganguly, the aggressive captain of Indian cricket. From there, how the Indian cricket moved and it went into which hands and what happened next, we will learn after the table topics. Now, I would like to request the table topic master, TM Archana, to conduct the table topics for today's meeting. Archana?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Siddaiah. I'm audible, right? Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, good afternoon. So one of the most exciting portions of Toastmasters meeting is the table topic session. The main objective in this is to challenge members to develop their impromptu skills and make them get comfortable speaking on anything without any preparation. We also want to enable every member among guests and Toastmasters to speak at each meeting, and we do this with the help of table topic session. Today, as your table topics master, I shall spin a wheel that has 12 numbers and ask you a question or show you a quote from a slide of that number, and you need to speak on it for 2 minutes. Your opinions or response to it must be for at least 1 minute and can be no more than 2 minutes. You will see a green signal after 1 minute, as timer said, a yellow signal at 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red signal at 2 minutes. To avoid getting disqualified, please do not speak for more than 2 minutes 30 seconds. It is not easier said than done. I assure you all topics are easy. So let's get started. I know everyone here are passionate to try ideas. Who wants to be first to try?
I will try first.
Okay, RamaRao sir. 1 second.
So should I say stop?
No, it automatically stops. Okay. Number 4.
Very good.
Okay. Number 4. Okay. Those who cheat others also cheat themselves.
Okay, done. Got it. So thank you, Table Topics Master, for the wonderful quote or say verse or line, or whatever you have given me. The beauty of this is what goes around comes around. You know,
what we sow, the same you reap. These two are synonyms to the line which you have given, which is known since ages. This is not new. From the day one, when human beings got separated from animals, human beings started exploring or exploiting also among other areas. The moment exploring started, then they found something is better than the other. To get the better one and leave the other to the rest, they started exploiting. The moment they started exploiting, then definitely today, because of his location power or the muscle power, he might do it. But tomorrow there is someone else who is going to come and throw him down. So he exploited today, but he will get exploited tomorrow. That definitely happens, and that is the rule of nature. No one can escape from this. Only it is the matter of time. We might get aggressive or whatever it is. We might become Sourav Ganguly at any point of time, but no, you can be cool like Azharuddin and things will roll down and boil down to say that the one who cheats today will get cheated tomorrow. That tomorrow might not be the same calendar tomorrow, but it will come. So that is what I have learned from my personal life itself. So I don't have to quote any other beautiful example. So it happens. We don't have to be passionate about seeing someone. It will happen. It might not be as easier said than done. But for the nature, for the mother nature, it is not at all difficult to see that the cheater gets cheated. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you for the wise words about karma, sir. So, who wants to be next? Shivani? Yeah. Shivani. Slide 6. Okay. 6. Nothing is more costly than something given free of charge. Shivani, the topic is nothing is more costly than something that comes free.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just reading this in a perspective that all things are not all things are not received with money. Like without money, I mean, without money, there are multiple. There are more than like inordinate number of things that that comes without cost. Like, as you all know, it's love. It's between a family or with I mean love, affection, kindness, all these comes without money, and kindness costs nothing. So please be kind to everyone you meet, and it costs nothing. I mean, if we feel affectionate towards others, that's the best thing that we can receive and we can give, because that's the thing, it will be with us forever, and it costs nothing. And not only money gives us a happiness, this love and affection also give us happiness. And also love, affection, kindness and success, and all these comes with the hard work, with our effort given in a very positive way. So these all are comes without money. So yeah, thank you.
Great, Shivani. Thank you for trying. And Ajit. Yeah, Ajita. Okay. 9. Find what you love and let it kill you. Ajita, your topic is find what you love and let it kill you.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Ajita and my topic is find what you love and let it kill you. And this topic is very applicable to me and currently what I'm doing because around a year back, I quit my corporate job and I started teaching maths, which has been my passion in life for the longest time. And I didn't realize this until COVID hit and I was evaluating my life choices and trying to see what is not making me happy in my job. And I wanted to figure out what is it that I've always enjoyed in life. And I realized that when I was younger, I used to teach my brother. When I was older in college, I used to teach my friends. And then even at my job, I used to love mentoring and teaching people. And somewhere I was always teaching. And I never realized this about me. And over the COVID time when I was in lockdown and staying alone in US, I realized that, okay, this is something that is a calling for me, you know, somewhere I'm realizing that this is my true passion and I should pursue it. So I told my parents about it and I made the brave decision to, you know, leave my job in the States and move to India. And I've been teaching for the last 1 year. And it has been an amazing experience. It's extremely fulfilling. And I'm doing what I love and it hasn't killed me, so to speak. So it's very apt. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk on this topic. Over to you, Toastmaster. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Thank you so much, Ajita. I'm Archana.
Archana, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice. It was great to have you here. We hope you will attend more sessions and you'll make us happy with your presence.
Thank you. Thank you. I used to be part of Toastmasters. I spoke to Mr. Arvind. He knows more about my background. But I was in Toastmasters in Deloitte. I was in Toastmasters in college in VIT. So looking forward to meeting you all eventually once we can meet in person. But nice to meet you all as well.
Great. Pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mohan.
Yes.
Yeah. Reality got you down. Try fairy tales. Mohan, your topic is reality got you down. Then try imagination, anything from that. Tall
Okay.
tales.
Yes, I got the topic. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Archana, for this topic and for giving me this opportunity to talk in this table topic session. And my topic is reality got you down, try fairy tales. So actually, all of us might have experienced this in our lives at one point of time. We may be targeting something and we might not achieve it. So at that point of times, actually we will be left with two options. One is you might get disappointed, you might get distressed that you could not achieve what exactly you targeted or what you wanted to do. And there is option number two, which I prefer to follow. You should take it as your strong motivation to push yourself and to give more efforts so that in your next attempt, that should not be the case. Probably, you'll definitely give your 100% to achieve it. So as I said, sometimes you get down by whenever you attempt to do something, but you should be in your imagination. You have to plan it, and you have to see that in your imagination that how it will be if you achieve that, and so accordingly you must try, and you should motivate yourself always to do something. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you for participating. And 2 more guests we have. After that, we can go for Toastmasters. Abhishek, Shivani, do you want to try? Abhishek or Shivani? Yes, Pavan, after the guest, we will go for Toastmasters. I have written your...
I have already taken the topic.
Okay. Shivani is done. Okay. Abhishek? Abhishek? Okay. Okay, then Sravya wants to go next. So Sravya, can I share the screen, Sravya?
Yes, Toastmaster Archana. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you. Well. Yeah. You are not doing it wrong if no one knows what you are doing. Toastmaster Sravya, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Archana. Good morning, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. As I said before, I am Sravya, Toastmaster Sravya, and the topic is, shall I get it once more? Topic name?
Yeah. You are not doing it wrong if no one knows what you are doing.
Yes, it happens eventually in my life. Why? Because so many times I do the things like looking very crazy or naughty things. Everyone used to say that why you're doing those stupid things and all. As I said, as I shared the memory before, taking selfies and all every time and making people irritated around me by doing simply things like not allowing them to do their work, and or else even today I'm making my level best to be as an word grammarian, but end of the day I may not be perfect as I think. I know that I'm not, I will not fulfill that one, but I'm doing my best. But when I came to share these things to other people, they may easily say that, well, if you are not being like that, how can you go this? How can you do that? And what I'm facing here, I know, and they might not be known. So according to me, what I feel is better to be as a quiet, why? Because if someone is doing something, they know better than us, and we don't need to explain everything to the people, what we are doing, how we are doing, and when we are doing. The necessary thing is to share is enough. And that's it. Thank you, Archana, for giving me this opportunity.
Great, Sravya. Thank you so much. And next, Onkar, Toastmaster Onkar. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. What strength makes you unique? Toastmaster Onkar, what strength of you that makes you unique?
Thank you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Archana. What strength make you unique? God has given us a lot of strength, and certainly when it comes to me as an individual, I would say there are a lot of strength and which are unique in nature. And as Word demonstrated, that when it comes to the strength, I think these are the unique, individualized as per everyone. And I think when it comes to knowing your strength, until and unless you don't caught into catch certain situation or difficult situation, it will be very difficult to understand. Because when time is going well, it is easy to follow passions, right? It's nothing like to think about how to do the things and all. But once you caught into some situation, and once you start reflecting how you are going to come out of this situation, what will be the probable solution, then you really get into that situation and then starting realizing that which are the options, and these options or the solution which are coming in mind are nothing talk about the strength. So whatever the strength you are having, the kind of strength you are having, accordingly, you will be able to think about the solution, think about to come out of that particular situation. Particularly, I would say whenever there is a problem or whenever I get into a situation, my biggest strength is to do nothing, just to reflect, just to ponder upon, and by
I think it's not audible. Oh, Onkar sir is not audible, I guess. There is some.
Hello, am I audible? It was some long.
Yes, yes. Timer, can you stop sharing the screen?
There was some connectivity issue in between.
Yes, sir. You are audible till the last part. At the end, I think some network issue. Do you want to try again, or shall I go to the next one?
Fine, that's fine. You can go on with another person. That's fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Only the last part was not audible. Thank you. That was great. Then next is Toastmaster Pavan. Toastmaster Pavan.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Weapon of mass destruction.
Deception.
TV or radio, whatever. The communications today.
Deception means, can you elaborate that word?
Weapon of mass destruction. Deception means cheating, misguiding, giving false information. Like COVID, like if there are so many cases, the news says, like, for example, they talked about black fungus. Now there is no black fungus. See, they'll create a hype.
Rumors. Gossip.
Deception is cheating. Mass deception. Cheating large number of people same time using technology, TV, communication channels.
Okay. I have to share my experience on that, or like
you can speak anything on it. See, communication today, media is a weapon of mass deception today.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
You can give your opinions on it in any way.
Okay, ma'am. Can I start, ma'am?
Yes, you can start.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and fellow guests. Myself, Pavan. And how I in SRM, in third year, I get. Ma'am, some voice, it's
Everyone, please be muted.
Yes, it's you can
Yeah.
continue.
ma'am, kindly start it. Ma'am, kindly ask the timer to start it.
Timer, please restart. Yeah.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and fellow guests. Myself, Pavan. And in third year of my BTech, I went to a thing called EBIS. Actually, EBIS, it's a online business, and also what's the theme of that EBIS is we have to give the how the EBIS is going on, and we have to explain each and everything about the EBIS to the persons, and we have to convince them. It's a tree-like structure. In EBIS, one day, one person came and he explained each and everything to me. At that time, what they have said is around 2,500. You have to pay around 2,500 for getting into this EBIS. But when I am after 5 days, what I got to know is because of this, they have started cheating each and every one of them. Not only me and not only my friends. Around SRM, around 1,000 people were cheated on this EBIS thing. The thing what they are saying is you have to pay around 2,500 rupees for starting. But after joining into this, what they are saying is you have to pay around 10,000 for joining the people and for getting the benefits of these EBs and all. And it's like I felt that it's a misconception, and also it's a trap for him, and also the many have got trapped in these EBs. That's it, ma'am.
I think Archana left the meeting, and just
And
we
so
were
given
discussing this would be the last topic for today.
Yeah.
So I thank TTM for conducting table topic so well. Timer, can you please confirm that all the table topic participants are qualified for the voting?
Everyone's qualified.
Right, thank you. Raju, can we go for voting now?
Yes, it's ready.
Okay, right.
So I've launched the polling for the best table topic speaker. I request everyone to please to vote. And guest Ajita, are you able to see the polls now? You might have received a pop-up.
Yes, I actually joined from my phone, so okay, got it. Thank you.
Now you can vote for the best table topic speaker.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's say 2 more seconds. Okay. I've received enough votes and I'm ending the poll.
Right. Thank you, Rajiv. So the clock moved on, and after Sourav Ganguly, they tried a few more captains like Virendra Sehwag and Anil Kumble. Then they found, the board found a good captain in the Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Again, the cycle rotated. Cool captain, aggressive captain, and then we got the Mr. Cool Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So in one era, we got the talent that we required, and another era, we got the aggression we required. Now it's a time to deliver under one captaincy. So that's what happened under Mahendra Singh Dhoni captaincy. We delivered the best possible results. We find everything that World Cup, this World Cup, 2020 One Day World Cup, #1 position in tests, and all the cups that you name it, we had in his period. And the most beautiful part of the captaincy of Mahendra Singh Dhoni is he was very stubborn. Though he was very cool-minded, he was very stubborn. If you remember, once he made a statement to the board that I don't want people who are aged and not able to field properly. I don't want people who don't want to play properly either. So that is how Rahul Dravid, Anil Kumble, and PVS Lakshman has ended their career abruptly. But that all happened for the better of the cricket of India. So that is what the new dimension this Captain Mahendra Dhoni brought in to the Indian cricket. Of course, he has the strong support of the Srinivasan, the president of the board then. And during the same period of Mahendra Singh Dhoni era, the board has become super rich. The introduction of IPL. From here, the story turns into a different direction altogether. The corporates entered into the Indian cricket, from politics to the corporates, and that impacted the captaincy style, the captaincy's performance, and how the captains have enjoyed their role as a captain in Indian cricket team. So Mahendra Singh Dhoni is one among the best captains, I would say, as a cool-going person, taken very stubborn and strong, hard decisions to bring the best out of Indian cricket. And at the end, I think he's one of the only captains, the only captain who passed on the baton very amicably to the next captain, who is very aggressive, the Kohli. And this particular man, Kohli, had changed many dimensions in Indian cricket, especially in Test cricket. Till that particular point in time, just going and out playing in a Test cricket in foreign country and making a draw was a big achievement. But the major change that he brought into the Test team was use of 5 bowlers. What he decided was to win a Test match, we need 5 bowlers who can take 20 wickets. That means a tremendous change in the way that India is playing cricket in abroad. We won many matches abroad. And if you look at the recent concluded series in South Africa, we are feeling bad when we lost in foreign countries. If you compare that with the 20 years back, winning one Test match in foreign would have been a great success. But now we are looking, would have won the series. So that is how the captains have created a tremendous impact on Indian cricket. But on the other hand, by virtue of board becoming super rich, too much involvement of board officials into the matters even of the selection of the team, the captains have suffered a lot. When I'm telling a lot, they really suffered a lot. Of course, there are good combinations of captain and coach like Gary Kirsten and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli. They have enjoyed a tremendous power in their hands. But at the same time, they have suffered a lot in the hands of players and at the same time in the hands of board. Because the board is nowadays is not looking cricketers as just players, but a money-making machines. By introduction of IPL, the attitude of the board has completely changed. How that attitude has changed, what impact that has created on the captains, and what the most suffering part of Indian cricket, I'll tell you in my concluding remarks after the evaluations. So let us now move to the last segment, which is called as evaluations. To conduct the evaluation segments, may I request General Evaluator, Mr. B.R. Vivek, to conduct the evaluation segment. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible and visible? Thank you. What a scintillating performance by our Toastmaster of the day for taking us through this entire session. My evaluation is divided into 3 parts. In part 1, I will be helped with my evaluation team, which will evaluate the prepared speech session. Number 2, the timer, R counter, and the grammarian will share their reports. And finally, I shall reserve my comments for the overall evaluation of this meeting. Timer, please note the minimum qualifying time is 2 minutes and the maximum qualifying time is 3 minutes with a grace time of 30 seconds. Now let me call upon stage the evaluators. The first speaker was Madam Ranjani and was evaluated by Mr. RamaRao. I request Mr. Evaluator 1, RamaRao, to come on stage to deliver his evaluation. Over to you, Mr. RamaRao.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Ranjani, and good afternoon to everyone, and in particular Toastmaster Ranjani. I am going to evaluate your L1P3 speech. My evaluation is divided into 3 parts: the good, the improvements or suggestions of improvement, and the conclusion. The good part is that the title itself is beautiful, go with the flow. The moment you said that, I sat in my raft and started flowing with the flow. I started my journey, and the title took down the flow, and your words were really beautiful, like the one thumb with the thumb became numb and things like that. And you started with a story, and you said creating a list was a good idea. When you are sitting idle, you start creating a list, and you had given a good review of a book. It's not easy to review a book in such a short time, but you have done that. But there are a couple of improvements also. After having done such good, delivered such a good speech, you could have done few things. The one is, the camera was moving very much. I don't know the reason behind it, but it was moving so much that we got distracted. We could not focus on your speech. And because of that, you could not give any body language. Neither your hands were moving, nor your head was moving, nothing. Nothing was moving. It was just your oral speech. That was really putting it down. So I cannot give you any suggestion, because unless until I have a body language, I can say this can be better. So there was no body language at all. And the purpose of the speech was missing. What was that you are trying to put forward? What was that your message? The specific message, the general purpose is met, but the specific purpose was missing, and the passion towards delivering was missing. You were just casual, there's a passion. You are trying to tell us something. You are trying to educate us something. You are trying to put forward something. You are trying to tell something. That was missing. And your learning was about some X person who is not part of our story. It could have been your own. Your learning should be from other outsiders, but the story should be from our own. Then that becomes a personified story. What you have learned from him and what you have applied, and what actually made you feel that, yes, this person's story is inspiring me, could have been better. And the conclusion part, it was abrupt. You could have at least put some quote from a great person, like, the people who followed their life with their ups and downs could flow with it very well. Something like that could have really added conclusion. Otherwise, it was abrupt. And let me conclude once again, let me put forward things once again. The story was very good, and you had good stages of steps of improvement, and you could have personified the story, and you could have concluded it very well. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator RamaRao, for your wonderful evaluation. I do second your thoughts about the evaluation you made for Ranjani. I strongly believe she could have used 1 more minute of her speech, because she quite early finished her speech. Thank you. Let's move on to the second evaluation. The second speaker was Pavan, and he was evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Vikram. I call on stage the second evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vikram.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. And now I will start my evaluation with respect to Toastmaster Pavan's speech. So Pavan, welcome. And what a great speech it was, Pavan, from you. Fantastic speech for giving your first ever speech in Toastmasters and Icebreaker. Can we have a round of applause for Pavan, please, for breaking the ice? Thank you. Now, I will divide my evaluation of your speech into 3 parts. First is the positives that I saw in your speech. Second is the recommendations that I would like to give for you to improvise. And third, I will summarize my evaluation of the speech. Okay. Coming to the positives in your speech, Pavan, I saw that, I felt that it was a very confident speech. You talked about your victorious journey from the start till date. Well done on that part. Very, very confident speech. Second point that I observed in your speech, and it was a commendable journey, for commendable thing that you did. You told us about how you overcame shyness in your early stages of your life during the Bharatanatyam dance, and you were asking your friend about the steps. So in that way, you told us how you overcame shyness. Very well done on that part. Very well done. Excellent. Now, third commendation, that is, before joining the civil BTech, you made a thorough research on civil department, and then you joined BTech in SRM University. That's how one should be. And you told us, I had learned something from you on that part, Pavan. Well done on that front. Next, you told us about the confidence levels when you spoke to various students about Arush event and how it was successful. 425 students turned out on the Arush day. Well done on that part, and it raised your confidence levels. Finally, you had a purpose to learn public speaking in your life, and why you joined Toastmasters. You told us that you're pursuing Toastmasters to learn public speaking. Well done on that front. Now, these are all the positives in your speech. Now, let me help you with the recommendations that I observed as an evaluator. So while you told us about your journey, you're from Godavari district, you told us about when you joined Toastmasters, you told us about what you did about the Arush event and about the Bharatanatyam. But as a speaker, one good thing is have a smile sometimes. You were victorious in every part of your life, but have a smile. Okay, that means you'll show more confidence. Okay, that is you're in it. Okay, have a smile while speaking. Some part, not always. Have a smile at some part of the speech. That one thing. Second recommendation is that conclusion. Your title was My Life, My Story. While ending your speech, you told us, I joined Toastmasters. I would like to continue Toastmasters, but conclude that speech in sync with the title. So friends, you could have said like this: friends, this is my journey, my life, my story. Thank you. So just conclude with the title of the story. It will meet the purpose. All in all, to summarize my evaluation, a great speech, a confident speech, well done on a lot of, you had a lot of learnings, you were victorious. Just focus on minus recommendations. I think you'll go a long way ahead. Back to you, Toastmaster Vivek.
Thank you, Vikram, for your evaluation. Congratulations, Pavan, and best wishes for your speech. I only believe since it was your first speech, you could have probably connected with a laptop rather than a mobile, so that in this virtual space, we could have seen your body language and noticed many things quite well. However, there is always a next time. Thank you for that. The last evaluator of today, Sivacharan, gave a wonderful speech, and his speech was evaluated by evaluator Onkar. I request the third evaluator, Mr. Onkar, to please come on stage to give his evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. And very good afternoon to all of you. Special good afternoon to Toastmaster Sivacharan. Leadership is not about title. Someone has beautifully said that. And I strongly believe that we all are a leader in our respective lives. I would like to compliment to Toastmaster Sivacharan for delivering excellent speech on this topic. Let me start with three good things which I like the most from this speech. Toastmaster Sivacharan, you brilliantly opened the speech. There was an excellent background set at the beginning itself. As when it comes to leadership, it's a quite evolving subject, and you had really put it forward very well by sharing some of the fact figure. Like you talk about that more than 320 years, this subject, this concept have been evaluating and how it is changing as we are progressing. So that was very good. You asked a nice question to the audience that which are the challenges, most commonly occurring challenges when it comes to leading a team. I think that could really help you to hook your audience. Second point, I like that you picked a very nice example, which is from day-to-day life, that you talk about your the responsibility which has been assigned to you for conducting annual day function. So it was very nice, and everyone could have related to that very well. So you talk about the 3-member team as well, that Swarna, Ram and Moni, and you express very well overall learning and frustration as well out of that when things were not going well. Third thing I like, the implementation of learning, because when it comes to the leader or demonstrating your leadership qualities, whatever you are learning, how quickly you're putting into the action matters a lot in order to be successful in that particular task. So for example, you share about your discussion with your boss, that your boss asked that hey Sivacharan, how the progress is happening, and then you share what was the pain points, what was the pressing areas, and then you learn from the boss that for leading a successful team, you need to have everyone's involvement by asking question, by making them speak. And you talk about second point, that leading the conversation, because to keep the conversation on track is very important in leading meetings. So that was a third thing I really like the most. Now, there are two recommendations from my side. You could have highlighted a particular part of a success. Like it was very flatly coming up that you talk about, you learn from these two things and you successfully implemented the annual day function. But which was that particular part which people liked the most or which was highly appreciated out of that whole event? So that would have really added a lot of weightage to what you're speaking about. Second recommendation, you could have included some conversation as well, because there was a great opportunity to do that, being leading a team of 3 people. So for example, you could have mentioned something like, hey Swarna, you discussed so many things about in order to arrange the successful event, but could you just put forward 3 points or 3 ideas which can make this event more successful or something like that? So there were a lot of opportunity where you could include those conversations in the place and which could have make it more interactive. All in all, it was really a very good speech. You very well included all the critical attributes in order to be a successful leader, and all the very best for your future project. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Onkar, for your wonderful evaluation. I think Sivacharan delivered a wonderful speech, and he was in clock precision. He finished his speech at 7 minutes and 30 seconds dot. I think that was great, and I think needs a lot of practice. Well done to all the 3 great speeches which we witnessed. Now I move on to the second part of my evaluation, which would be helped by my timer, Counter, and the grammarian. I call on stage Madam Timer Priyanka to deliver the timing report. Over to you, Madam Timer.
So, good morning, everyone. Sorry, good afternoon, everyone. So, coming to the speech, everyone's qualified. Toastmaster Ranjani had completed her speech exactly at 5:35, 5 minutes 35 seconds, and Toastmaster Pavan qualified. He's also qualified and had completed his speech exactly at 6 minutes 14 seconds. And Sivacharan also qualified this, and he had completed his speech exactly at 7 minutes 30 seconds. That's really impressive, actually. And then comes to table topics. Toastmaster RamaRao completed his speech exactly at 2 minutes 3 seconds, and then Toastmaster Shivani 1 minute 33 seconds. Ajita 1 minute 47, Mohan 1 minute 31 seconds, and Sravya 1 minute 46 seconds, and Toastmaster Onkar and Toastmaster Sravya, I'm sorry about that. Toastmaster Onkar had completed it at 2 minutes 10 seconds, but due to some network issues, I guess I stopped my time at 2:17, so he's qualified. And then Toastmaster Pavan completed his table topic speech exactly at 1 minute 55 seconds. Then coming to evaluation, Toastmaster RamaRao, who evaluated speech 1, that's Toastmaster Ranjani's speech, he completed it exactly at 2 minutes 58 seconds. And Toastmaster Vikram, who have evaluated Toastmaster Pavan's speech, had completed at 3 minutes 5 seconds. And Toastmaster Onkar, who had evaluated Toastmaster Sivacharan's speech, had completed at 3 minutes 7 seconds. So overall, everyone is qualified. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Timer Priyanka. Let's move on to the Counter. And he also gave us an example of how we have to rightly give a speech or come on stage and deliver a lecture, and was the incorrect way as well. So let's see whether he had a tough job or an easy job to count our R's. Let's welcome on stage Mr. Counter Rajeev.
Yeah. Thank you, General Evaluator. So hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm the Counter of the day, and as promised at the start, I have prepared a report along with the flow of the meeting, and let me share my findings of the same. Yes, I hope you can see in my screen now. So this is how a typical Counter report looks like. So these are the predefined set of filler words which speakers are set to use. Well, so, like, but mentioned over here. So I've made a report of the same for the speakers who have come onto the stage. So for me, it was a moderate job because most of the speakers who have come onto the stage used the filler words to the minimum, and here's the same findings of the same. As you can see, Toastmasters there are 2, Toastmaster Vivek 1, RamaRao 1, and I couldn't find anything in Ranjani's speech. And similarly, as Pavan had a lot of stage time, he had a lot of hours, obviously. And similarly, Onkar 4 and 2 hours and 2 and Vikram had 3 hours and 1 And similarly, Toastmaster Archana has used so once, and Toastmaster Sravya 4 hours 1 and repeated simply twice. And few guests also have used hours and as his first time. It's definitely okay. And Toastmaster Sivacharan also used so once. So these are my findings of the filler words, and suggestion from my side is that the more we come onto the stage and more we speak, the slowly more we become aware of what we are speaking, the obviously these filler words will gradually diminish. And I think that's how we practice on this, overcoming this problem. So thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. Counter Rajeev. Let's move on to the word master and grammarian. She did come up with a easy word and a great idiom. So let's listen from her. How was the overall meeting usage of the word and the idiom of the day? Welcome, Madam Word Master and Grammarian Sravya on stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. Am I audible? Yeah. As I said before, I listed the names of the people who use the words idiom as well as good usage words and the suggestions to be improved. As I said before, today word and idiom word of the day was used by Toastmaster Archana, Toastmaster RamaRao, and guest Ajita. And idiom of the day, Sivacharan has used 2 times, Toastmaster Archana and Toastmaster RamaRao for the 1 time. And as I felt the list of good words, good uses of words, Ranjani with sad as a raft, and Pavan with haunted, gossophobia, and Sivacharan tremendous, and Toastmaster Archana with impromptu, and Toastmaster RamaRao exploit and exploiting, and Ajita with mentoring the people. As I felt the suggestions to be improved, like I am living in, the I forgot steps, made my confidence, I gave my speech, selecting is in my hands, engaged 80%, simply smiled, always follow, with the team, you spoke. This is what I have listed, Toastmaster Vivek, and over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Madam Word Master and Grammarian, for your detailed report. Now let's move on to the last section, which is the overall evaluation of this meeting. As a general evaluator, I would say that the meeting started at 11:04 a.m. The Sergeant at Arms had a great start for this meeting by informing us the mission of the club. We did have the presiding officer who came up, and in fact, he acknowledged the presence of guests, told us what Toastmasters is all about, and in fact, even invited people to talk. Great start by the presiding officer. Moving on to the Toastmaster of the day, the change of dress within a flash of a second was indeed a surprise for all of us, and his energy was really good. And the way he conducted the session from one session to the other was as though we are waiting for the next over to come up and we were wanting that break to get over. Great job done by the Toastmaster of the day. There's just one correction for you. You had just mentioned that it is DTM Vikram. We generally say it's Distinguished Toastmaster Vikram, or we use it as Vikram, DTM. So you never use a short form DTM. It is always said Distinguished Toastmaster. However, I think you were engaged in this session and you took us through all the pros and cons, and the 3 sessions of the 3 types of captaincies were very well correlated with the 3 sessions of Toastmasters. I think a great job done by you. Moving on to the table topics, quite good. I mean, the churning of the wheel and showing some good characters was quite interesting. The topics chosen were indeed tough, however, thought-provoking. I think table topic master Archana did a great job. There's one suggestion, probably the members go first, followed by the guests, and it is not the guests followed by the members, because while guests are there for the first time, they would want to know what a table topic is all about. So next time, probably the next table topic master can give 1 or 2 members first and then followed by the guests. She did today with RamaRao. Probably 2 more members followed by guests would have been done. And I think we all have done a wonderful job in this overall meeting. The speakers were great. We did meet the timing. I just want to say one thing to the executive committee. I do have some flashcards for the timer, and the frequent change of presentation mode and non-presentation mode might be a little distracting. So if you give me a minute, I'll just show you the way we can follow the timer cards, and the executive committee can take a meeting of it. So for example, if I am a timer and there is no need of changing the screens because it distracts. So this is how my background changes. So this is the start of the speech. This is minimum qualifying time where I show a green. This is maximum qualifying time where I show an amber. And this is grace period of 30 seconds for all the speeches. So if we can implement it, the committee can probably decide, and accordingly we can implement it. I thank all of you for this opportunity, and we all had a great meeting here. As I always say in many of my Toastmasters, the goal is not to be perfect at the end. The goal is to be better tomorrow. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that wonderful evaluation session. And we do remember whatever the suggestions that you made, and we try to implement. And in last minute, I would like to conclude my topic of Indian cricket captains. Everybody feels that the Indian cricket captains enjoy a tremendous power, ultimate power. But I would like to pose a question. The 5 captains that I told, how many of them have gotten a great farewell test match or one-day match like Sachin Tendulkar got? Actually, none of them. So that is what an Indian cricket team captain for all of us. With that, I would like to conclude my session on Indian cricket team captains and hand over the stage to presiding officer Rajeev.
Yeah. So thank you, Toastmasters Siddaiah, for taking us through the journey of Indian captains and their contribution to the sport. And so before we move further, I think we are left with few polls to be conducted. And let me launch the polls for the best evaluator of the day. And it's between 3 evaluators. And I request everyone to please to vote. Even the evaluators can vote for themselves as well. Let's take 10 more seconds to do the same. Yes, thank you. I have received the votes for that. And moving on to the next poll, it's for the best role player one. That's role players who had the shortest stage time between the tag team members, the Grammarian, Timer, and our Counter. And I request everyone to please to vote. Yes, I've received the votes for that as well, and it's time for the last poll, that is the best role play 2, that is for role players who had the highest stage time between Toastmaster of the Day, Table Topic Master, and General Evaluator. Let's take 10 more seconds to do the same as well. Right. I've received the votes for that as well, and thank you for taking out time for voting. So with that, so friends, this is how a typical Toastmaster meeting looks like. We have a prepared speech section, then followed by the impromptu speaking session. Along at the end, we have an evaluation segment, and along this parallelly, we have a theme of the meeting through which we learn something new every meeting. So with that, I hope you all had a great meeting, and it's time to hear from you how you felt about the meeting as a whole. And if you have any suggestions, also you're welcome to share. So let's start with guest Ajita. So hi guest Rita, how did you feel about the meeting?
Hi, I really enjoyed the meeting. It was fun to meet all of you and attend the Toastmasters meeting after a really long time. So I enjoyed. Only thing I was a little intrigued by is the meetings that we used to have in Deloitte and in VIT as well. We used to have evaluations for our table topics as well. And I was a little curious as to why that rule isn't something that is followed. Maybe it's just this meeting, but was a little curious about that. Other than that, I really enjoyed the meeting.
Yeah, thank you, guest Aisha. And regarding the point, so SGM does not have as of now any evaluation for TTM, but definitely it's a point which we'll consider in the future. So thank you for your suggestion. And with that, we also have guest Mohan. So
Sorry, just to interrupt. Actually, it helps when you go for contests specific to
yes,
table topics and evaluation of table topics. So that's something that you could think about in the future.
yes, yes. Thank you, Ajita, for your suggestion. We'll definitely look into it for the future meeting. So thank you. And guest Mohan, so how did you feel about the meeting?
Yeah, thank you so much, first of all, for the opportunity to attend this session. And actually, I have thoroughly enjoyed the complete session from the beginning, and I'm really very much connected with the theme of the topic, theme of today's meeting, which is like cricket. Because personally, I am a big fan of cricket, and I'm a huge fan of MS Dhoni. So I connected very well to the theme of today's meeting. And I also liked the few role players like Vivek sir. The way he conducted the complete evaluation session was also great. And I have one suggestion, for Grammarian, the madam, I don't know, sorry, I forgot her name. It would have been great. She has actually, given her findings like wrong usage of words and all. It would have been great if she had given the right way of using those sentences and words, so that people will try to correct themselves. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mohan. Yeah. Yes, you have some.
Rajeev, just a second. I just want to clarify. As a guest said, as a guest Mohan said, if I given the correct usage, actually it was the correct usage means which you have spoken incorrect. I made and I given the list of the correct statements rather than the mistaken one. I didn't compare both of them. I just written the correct usage words and I said them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So thank you, Mohan, for your suggestion, and hope you had a great meeting ahead. I hope you had a great meeting so far. So just stay tuned for a couple of minutes. And we also have guest Srivarsha. I think she has joined in the middle of the meeting. So hi, Srivarsha. How did you feel about the meeting so far?
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, sorry for that. Like I've joined at the middle of the meeting. Actually, this is my first Toastmasters meeting I've attended. Yeah, I liked a lot. Uh, I've joined when the evaluators are evaluating others' performances. I was like, this is the first time I've saw evaluating like each and every point and appreciating what everyone's done and telling what to improve. Like I've liked the evaluation a lot, and yeah, the overall I like the meeting. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Srivarsha, and we hope to have you in the future meetings as well.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Srivarsha. So it's time to announce the results for it. And so before we announce, while the results
We
are
have one more guest, Abhishek, Rajiv.
okay. Yeah, Abhishek. So hi, Abhishek. How did you feel about the meeting?
Hi Rajiv, hi all the Toastmasters. So it's really exciting to be a part of a Toastmaster session and looking every individual Toastmasters carrying their roles and executing them perfectly. The entire session is pretty well organized, and it's entirely a terrific experience.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek. Glad you enjoyed the meeting. I think there was some network issue during the table topics, hence we couldn't hear you. But all the guests spoke very well in the table topics, and kudos to all the guests. So with that, I think it's time to announce the results for the polls conducted, and let's start with best role play 2 And the best role play 2 goes to both Toastmaster Vivek and Archana. So congratulations to both of you. Congratulations. And the next award is the best role player one. It's for the tag team members, and the best role player one goes to myself, Rajeev. So congratulations, Rajeev, for the Counter. And now moving on, the best TT speaker among the 8 speakers goes to both Toastmaster RamaRao and guest Ajita. So congratulations to both of you. All the speakers who came spoke very well. So I think everyone is a winner. Thanks. And moving on, the best evaluator goes to Vikram, DTM. Congratulations, Vikram. So with that, and the best speaker goes to best speaker goes to both the speakers, Toastmaster Ranjani and Toastmaster Pavan. So congratulations to both of you for giving a wonderful speech today. So thank you. So with this we have come to the end of the meeting, and I have one announcement regarding the next meeting. That is, we'll be convening next on 30 January, that is the next Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. the usual timing, and we all hope to see you in the next meeting as well. And also Vikram has few announcements.
I have an announcement. Can you share stop sharing the screen?
So Toastmaster Siddaiah, can
you stop sharing the screen? Thank you. So friends, members, guests, for the members, basically we have the area contest. The contest season starts in February in 2 categories: prepared speeches and table topics. So our area contest is on March 26th. So for the new members who want to qualify for the prepared speech contest, all of you have to complete level 2, that is around 6-7 speeches to contest for the to take part in contest in this prepared speech contest. For the table topic contest, no need to only for any qualification, all of you are eligible. So only for the prepared speech contest, we need to complete level 2, that is overall 6 to 7 speeches from level 1 onwards. So friends who are completed level 1 icebreakers, who are on second speech or third speech, get fast and complete your speeches, complete your level 2. It doesn't take much time. So we have got 2 months time well ahead of us to take part to conduct the club contest. And we can give speeches and complete our levels and stay in contention for the contest for the prepared speeches category. That's one announcement. And my next announcement is that in case the guest wants to take a membership, let us know. I'll be happy to help you out in the on the personal WhatsApp. So let me know. And also one more announcement for the next meeting on next Sunday. Would anyone like to take up the team role, speaker slots, speech slots, evaluation slots? Anyone? Any members? Anyone? Anyone? All the slots are open. Speeches, evaluations, grammarian, TMOD, G.
Vikram Ji.
Vikram, okay, Siddaiah Ji. Done. Thank you. Thank you, Siddaiah. Anyone else would like to take up any roles? Or I'll just put it across in the members group. All of you can, others can also pitch in and take up roles. Okay. Thank you. Back to Rajeev.
Thank you, Vikram, DTM, for your announcements. And I hope all the members complete their speeches so as to be eligible for the contest. And all for the guests, I think if you have any more suggestions, I've pasted the link for the guest form, and I request you to please fill up the form and get in touch with us. So with that, we have come to the end of the meeting, and I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Siddaiah to close the meeting.
Thank you, Rajeev. This is Siddaiah again, this time as Sergeant at Arms. Hope everybody enjoyed the 296th meeting of Secunderabad Toastmasters, and that is how a Toastmasters meeting is conducted. 2 hours of full energy and full of knowledge and full of English. And I hope all the guests enjoyed this and would love to join the next meeting as well that happens next Sunday. With that, I'll announce the meeting is over and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.